prepare yourself for one of the most astonishing courtroom moments ever seen on television. When Vivian Blackwell, the 42-year-old wife of tech billionaire Marcus Blackwell, stepped into that courtroom, draped in a $12,000 Chanel suit and wearing a diamond ring worth more than most homes, she had no idea that her carefully constructed world was about to collapse in front of millions. This wasn't just a wealthy woman facing a legal dispute, this was someone who believed her husband's billions made her untouchable. Beyond consequences, beyond accountability. She carried herself with absolute confidence, as if the courtroom existed beneath her. But what began with arrogance would end in complete humiliation. Vivian didn't just lose a case that day. What unfolded exposed something far deeper, a pattern of exploitation hidden beneath a life of luxury. She could spend tens of thousands in a single evening, yet refused to pay someone who worked for her full-time. It was a contradiction that Judge Judy quickly began to unravel. From the very beginning, the judge was watching closely. Every detail, every inconsistency, every careless remark. It was all being noted. Vivian was used to a life where she never had to answer to anyone. She hadn't built her wealth, she had married into it. Her lifestyle revolved around excess, personal assistance, endless shopping, and a sense of superiority that shaped how she treated others. So when she entered that courtroom, she didn't behave like someone seeking justice. She behaved like someone expecting to win. Simply because of who she was, the case itself seemed simple. Vivian accused her former stylist, Jennifer Rodriguez, of stealing designer clothing worth thousands. But Jennifer told a very different story. She explained how she had worked for months. Long hours managing Vivian's wardrobe, organizing events, assisting daily. She presented detailed records, invoices, messages, proof of work. Evidence that told a clear story of unpaid labor. Jennifer spoke, her voice steady despite the pressure. The courtroom began to shift. Vivian, however, couldn't stay quiet. She interrupted repeatedly, dismissing the claims, showing clear irritation at being challenged. Her attitude only made things worse. Judge Judy warned her, once then again. But Vivian didn't recognize the danger. At one point, she even checked her phone mid-proceeding, casually explaining it was a call related to her husband's business. That moment alone signaled her complete lack of respect for the court. And that's when everything began to turn. Judge Judy shifted her focus to the evidence, photographs, documents, records that Vivian herself had unknowingly allowed to exist. And within those images was the truth. Items Vivian claimed were stolen were still clearly present. Even after the supposed theft, the contradiction was undeniable. Vivian tried to deny it. Claimed manipulation, fabrication, but the facts didn't move. The more she spoke, the deeper she fell. When she attempted to justify not paying Jennifer, suggesting that exposure and experience were enough compensation, the courtroom reached a breaking point. Judge Judy's tone changed, no longer questioning. No longer neutral. Now, it was judgment. She made it clear. This was not just a misunderstanding. This was exploitation. The ruling came down with absolute clarity. Vivian's claims were dismissed completely. Instead, she was ordered to pay everything she owed, and more. Unpaid wages, damages, legal costs. All adding up to a significant amount. For the first time, Vivian looked shaken. But the moment that truly defined everything came after, when Judge Judy addressed her directly, not just as a judge, but as someone confronting behavior that crossed a line beyond law. She spoke about dignity, about work, about respect, and for perhaps the first time in her life, Vivian was forced to listen. What followed after the episode aired only amplified the impact. The clip spread rapidly. Millions watched. The moment became a symbol, not just of one case, but investigations followed. More claims surfaced. A pattern emerged. Vivian's world, once protected by wealth and status, began to crack. Meanwhile, Jennifer moved forward, using the outcome as a foundation to rebuild her life on her own terms. In the end, this wasn't just a courtroom decision, it was a reminder that no matter how much money someone has, respect cannot be bought, and when the truth finally surfaces, no one is beyond accountability.